Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Smackdown review and opinions video. This is where we round up all the thoughts to do with Smackdown. We get your thoughts, my thoughts, the scores from the live streams. We've even got the poll that's up live on this channel on the posts tab. You can actually go over there and vote. So we'll have a look at that at the end as well. So really, we're going to round it all up. I think this is a really good show. I really enjoyed it. I do expect to read a lot of praise for this show. That image at the end with all of them throwing up the wands, that's a very powerful image to see them all back together again. Randy going off to hospital was a really powerful moment. In fact, there was quite a few powerful moments. For me, I would easily be in the 8s if the matches had delivered or had even been maybe a bit better than what we got. But none of the matches here really broke through. And as a result, I think that does sort of drag the show down. You know, I think storyline-wise, it was there. This is a show that I think was well worth watching. But really, we can't let it slip that the in-ring was lacking tonight. So for me, this is why I'm like 7.5775. If the matches were better, I could be like 8.5. I mean, but then they weren't. I mean, let's go through the scores. Bayley versus Candice, good 92%. Really, if you're going to be in the good range, you want to be high-end good. So good 92% is below where we would want an opening match to be. And then things got worse. DIY against Pretty Deadly. It did what it needed to do. So I can't really criticize it because it was just Tommaso Ciampa getting very frustrated and just destroying Pretty Deadly, right? But you lot scored it good 89%. You weren't really taken with it, even though it did what it needed to do. Then we had Bianca, Jade against Nia, Tifany. This was good 96%. Still below where we would want it to be. If that second match is sort of void because it did what it needed to do, I would say the other matches need to pick up the slack, and they really didn't. You know, Bayley, Candice, not really good enough. Bianca, Jade against Nia, Tifany, not really good enough. And then what was our main event? Motor City Machine Guns against A-Town Down Under. You know what I'm going to say. Really quiet. The crowd are still learning about Motor City Machine Guns. I know they've been around a long time, but the vast majority of WWE fans, myself included, have not witnessed Motor City Machine Guns before, so there's no emotional connection. Like, we are still finding out about them. That's a process, and that is going to take time. And I'm sure we'll get there, right? There's so much that people rave about with them. I'm sure we're going to get there. But it's just really hard to care right now. And so they took on A-Town Down Under. This scored good 92%, which, again, probably needed to be better. So I know we're starting off with some grumbles. We're just doing that to kind of get them out the way, because really everything else was really good. Really, really good. I really enjoyed the Bloodline stuff. Some of it was a bit strange. Like Sami on Monday saying, I can't do it. I can't go back to that. And then at the start of SmackDown, like telling Roman, I know you love me and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it made sense. He said that he felt like something special when he was in the ring. But that was on Sunday, or that was on Saturday at Crown Jewel. Come Monday, he was walking out the ring saying, I can't do this. I can't go back to that. So something's drastically changed for him over the past few days. A little nitpick with that maybe, you know. But really overlooking that, which is quite easy to overlook, a really engaging promo from Sami. Then, of course, we had Roman kind of not apologizing. Everyone kind of got driven away. And then they all kind of came back. And he still hasn't apologized. So they're all back on the same page, but we can't ignore the apology, and I don't think we will. But Roman needs to apologize to Jey. I think he needs to apologize to Sami for testing Sami's loyalty all the time. You know, Sami was like, I loved you lot. It was like family. I loved being here, but I constantly felt like I was on trial. And don't forget, at one point, he was literally on trial. We did the trial of Sami Zayn. He was about to get Samoan spiked not long before the Royal Rumble, where his loyalty was then tested again at the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, I feel like there's definitely work to be done. I don't want to just ignore that now that they're all on the same page. So I'm very interested to see where we're going. There's some really good stuff, but there are a few little nitpicky things in there still. But the big picture stuff is really good. The big picture stuff is really good. And as we said, Randy going off to hospital, that was good as well. So all things considered, I'm thinking 7.5775. You know that it takes me a little bit to get into the 8s. I really don't like going into 8s unless, you know, something in the match is delivered. We got an OMG moment. I think we sort of got that at the end with them all throwing up the wands, but the matches sort of let this down for me. So there we go. Those are my thoughts, but I'm just a boomer, so let's get to your thoughts. Brendan says Roman Reigns, Bloodline. I play IWA said that is awesome. Right, here's El Patata, who said Bloodline. Sami went from reminding Jey about what Roman had done to him to just needing I'm sorry. It seems rushed again. I knew he wouldn't say it because ego, but Roman talking trash to everyone is 10 out of 10. That's what I want to see. I must have missed 47 segments. Why are they all good? Yeah, I don't disagree. Jacob's promo was smooth. It was clean. It was 10 out of 10. Tension in DIY is so interesting. A rematch for the titles would cook right now. KO, Randy was great. KO should hit the ambulance with another ambulance. Oh my God, that would have been so good. That would have been so good. I don't know if they'd be willing to write off 2 ambuli. I think if you've got a multiple of ambulances, I believe they are known as ambuli. So I don't know if we could write off ambuli, but I would love to have seen that. Candice versus Bayley. Not much to be said. Bianca, Jade, great match. Them standing up to Liv and Nia is the best thing. Motor City Machine Guns, okay. New title, rah! I hope Pierce has something to announce on Raw. 8. Finally, the show felt like it was more than 2 hours. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? I mean, there's so much talk about how Raw doesn't work as being 2 hours. But then here we are with SmackDown being 2 hours, and the pacing is great. Everything feels like it can breathe. Like, everything just feels good. I don't know why Raw gets it so wrong since it went down to 2 hours when this one just nailed it. But, yeah, I like your comments there, Al Potato. I really do agree with a fair bit of that. And as you said, new title, we didn't even mention that. Very exciting. It's something that's been long rumoured, and surely we bring in a women's intercontinental. I agree. John Elite said, love the Bloodline segments tonight. Can't wait for Heyman's return. Rock as Solo's 5th partner. It's about time the women got a mid-card title. DIY split soon, question mark. Can't wait for Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa feud on the main roster. Nia replaces Tifany with Candice. Okay, let's break this down. Heyman's return. Looking forward to it. There was a theory that he might be the one that brings them together, but I don't know. Perhaps they're all together, but perhaps they still bicker and argue, and it will take Heyman just to put that finishing touch on things, you know? Rocker Solo's partner, I'm not expecting it to be 5-on-5. I'm expecting it to be 4-on-4. If The Rock does make an appearance at Survivor Series, I think it'll be similar to Bad Bloods, where he comes walking out at the end. It's about damn time women got mid-card title. DIY split soon. Feels like it's being teased. Can't wait for Gargano Ciampa feud on the main roster. Nia replacing Tifany with Candice. Again, feels like it's being teased. I could see Tifany cashing in on Nia and then Candice being the replacement, yes. Good comment there, John. I like that. Kieran said, brilliant to see Bloodline back together again. Carl said, all the Bloodline stuff was fire. Love that we're finally getting the women's US title. But why? How the hell didn't it get the proper in-ring reveal it deserved? That's a good point, actually. And the top needs to be blue. I agree. So does the men's. I agree. Anyway, can't wait to see Chelsea become the first champion. Motor City Machine Guns have not delivered to the hype, and the fact they're tag champs after being here for 5 minutes instead of DIY or Street Profits has put me right off them. Loved Bayley's gear, and her match was decent. KO Pile Driver was cool. The rest was Carl, shout out to you. Casey says Bloodline. Tony said SmackDown is cooking, 8.5. OTC said stacked SmackDown, 10 out of 10. Bloodline segment was cinema. So happy that we finally have a mid-card women's championship. The ending of SmackDown was fire cinema. You don't want to fire in a cinema. There's not loads of exits, to be honest. You know, they do normally, I think it is actually in legislation that you do have to have an emergency exit, of course, not just that one entrance and exit. So there is normally a fire exit in there as well, but still, you wouldn't want to fire in a cinema. Favorite part of the show, both of the Bloodline segments. OG Bloodline is back. It's time for war. 10 out of 10. OTC, shout out to you, my friend. Liv Dom, fan art, said Usi, but Sami will turn heel. Pete said cinema when Paul comes. Will they add each new Bloodline kid signed in the last 3-6 months? New title, great idea, finally. Orton and KO story is heading to KO teaming with an Orton and Cody team. Did anyone notice OTC new shirt has Yeet on the left-hand side? Jack's story is great, says Pete. Pete, shout out to you. And there you can see an example of the Yeet on the OTC shirt. There's Pete saying, look at the top left. Yeet. Hello, what's this? Rosa Parks for US champ. Well, she deserves it. She deserves it. She deserves it. Yes, I could get behind that. I'm going to say unlikely, but I think you've made a really great shout, a really great suggestion. I think it's what she would want as well. So Rosa Parks for US champ. Melissa says, all the Bloodline stuff was fire as always. Legit thought Sami was Bloodline. Shed a tear for OG Bloodline. Love to see Theory in the ring. Always a great match. KO Randy was crazy. Can't wait for Chelsea Green winning the new belt. Yeah, so many people want Chelsea to get that. I'm not against it. A part of me does think that maybe it should be someone in the US, but like first, someone that was born in the US. Having a non-American win the United States title first, I don't know. I think I'd put it on Naomi first, but I would get it onto Chelsea sooner rather than later. And if she wins it first, no complaints. Her work means that she deserves it. But yeah, you're not alone. A lot of people want that. I met Lee Moriarty and Cross follows me, said overall 10 out of 10. I love the opening segment. Motor City Machine Gun versus Town Down Under. Oh, God, I love Town Down Under. I love Town Down Under. We come from the Town Down Under. Was good. I was surprised to see the pile driver from KO. It actually looked like he killed Randy. So glad the Bloodline is reunited. Have a great day. Morning Daze. Thank you. I met Lee Moriarty and Cross follows me. Very kind. I hope you have a great day as well. Batman said, amazing episode. 8 out of 10. That's what Batman thinks. Chris said, evening Daze. Evening, Chris. It's been a while since I've seen that good of a SmackDown. 775. It's good to see that it seems as the Blackheart Chomper is coming to DIY. Also, I think Kevin was right. I hope Chelsea wins the US women's title and that some NXT ladies get a chance to win it. Thoughts? I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I don't mind Chelsea getting it, but as I said, I think I'd rather an American get it first. Seems a little strange. I mean, eventually it's just going to go around, but it's a United States championship, and I really think that Naomi has got to be in the mix. So for me, I'd put it on Naomi, but I wouldn't wait too long before getting it onto Chelsea. I totally understand why people want it on Chelsea. NXT talent going for it? I don't mind. I'd put the odd person in there, but I don't think I'd go too crazy. So yeah, I don't mind. Don't mind that at all. 775, I agree with you. Blackheart, Tommaso, I'm totally down for as well. Yeah, there's lots of talking points coming out of this show. So yeah, Chris, shout out to you, buds. Kayfabe Cult said only 4 matches, tons of family drama, 846 commercials, no Carmelo versus Andrade part 37, 3 out of 10. Right, Real Wrestling Fan said, first of all, I got my OTC Yeet hoodie on. Man, great SmackDown. Bloodline story, always great. Love Candice Bailey. New US women's title. I'm feeling the glow. 7. By the way, on this date, in 2005, my favourite wrestler had his last match. R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero. Real Wrestling Fan, shout out to you. Kelly the Wise Lady said it was good. Randy KO segment was good. And the OTC Temu Bloodline segment was good. Happy they have a new belt for the women. Wish it didn't look exactly like the men's. I hope DIY doesn't split up. Tommaso is losing his shiz. 7 out of 10. I agree with Tommaso. I agree. Johnny is being too nice with Motor City Machine Guns. They should be livid. This Motor City Machine Guns have come in space of a couple of weeks. They've won titles that DIY are having to work so hard. You know, it's one of those where I feel like you could win a couple of matches in a row and get to a title, but that was not an opportunity that DIY had. You know, DIY have had to, like, you know, fight, like battle and claw their way. And weren't they champs? And then they got cheated out of them by the Bloodline. So, I mean, I can totally understand Tommaso being like, what's going on? Like, we're here to dominate this division, to, like, prove that we are the best. So I sort of understand his fight. I feel like it's all fine right now. I feel like he will cross a line. I feel like he is. It's gonna be like Liv. You can sort of understand Liv coming back for revenge, but then she went too far, and I feel like we're gonna do the same with Tommaso. Yeah. Gio the Theo said this episode was very entertaining. The Bloodline story will forever be good. Bloodline story with Sami has got me starting watching WWE and wrestling in general. So this story is always special and important to me, said Gio. Sinan said, I think this was a very good episode of SmackDown. Everything with the Bloodline and the OG Bloodline was awesome and enticing. Great to see Blackheart, Ciampa again, hopefully not short term. This new side of KO is brutal. Great to see the pile driver again. Randy sold it so well. So hyped. We are finally getting a women's mid-card championship. It's well deserved. War Games is going to be absolute cinema. At this rate, Theory will never turn on one. That's a good point. SmackDown was awesome. 8.5. Raymond said, Daze, my friends. So SmackDown tonight was amazing. 10 out of 10. Thought everything about it was good. I'm glad it wasn't pre-recorded. Oh, same here. Glad it wasn't pre-recorded. Thank goodness. Lol. Ending of SmackDown was good too. Appreciate you. Appreciate you as well, my friends. I agree. So good it wasn't pre-recorded. Nishi said it was an excellent episode of SmackDown. All the matches were great, and the Bloodline drama was gripping as usual. Unhinged versions of KO and Tommaso were as good as watching the Bloodline saga unfold. Jade and Bianca and Motor City Machine Guns never fail to entertain. Oh my god, we got the Bat family now. We've got Get Vamp Konged. Yeah. Friday Night SmackDown was a yeetastic 8.8. Oh, we've got Batman. We've got the Bat family. Oh, my God. Welcome. Right, wrestling fans since day one. Shout out to you. Can we go F full screen? Full screen. Jade Cargill and Bianca versus Nia and Tifany was amazing. It was my favorite match of the night. Jacob Fatu cutting a promo was awesome. Can't wait for his first one-on-one match on live TV. Bloodline and OG Bloodline was really amazing to see tonight. SmackDown gets a 6-3-5, maybe a 6-2-5. The other matches were not that good. Have a good night, Daze, from your friend, Justin Bieber. Oh my God! This is Justin Bieber's secret account? Oh my God! Oh my God, that is so exciting to find out. Baby, 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 oh, like baby, 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 no, like baby. Yes. And his other songs? Sorry. You know that one? Can I be your boyfriend? Your shining star. Your boyfriend. That's not him. But even so, oh my God, I'd never realized. So, but now we realize that is Justin Bieber. And there he is. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, Queen. There we go. Right, Princess Kutabich. Pretty good. 8 out of 10. Of course, I love the Bloodline stuff. Matches were good. Video packages were great. KO Orton. Wow. Wow. If Randy is really hurt, that's awful. If not, he sold the hell out of it. It looked to me like KO was going for a powerbomb, but it ended up being a pile driver by accident, says Princess Kutabich. Logan said, hello, Daze. Hello, Logan. Great SmackDown. My rating is 8.1, and 2 choice is Kairi Sane and Dakota Kai for the first ever women's US champion. And if there is a women's IC champion on Raw, I want the first ever women's IC champion to be either Kairi Sane or Dakota Kai. Well, I don't know that we're going to include Raw superstars for the United States Championship, so they might have to wait for the women's IC. Jang Tae Sang, shout out to you, my friend, says insanely amazing. What a magnificent show. OG Bloodline is back, Sami Uso is back, and we finally got Women's United States Championship. Absolutely freaking loved it. There's only one tribal chief, and that is the OTC, Roman Reigns. Only one Bloodline, the OGs. 10 out of 10. Bloodline War Games. Matter says Kevin ain't right. Thank you, Matter. Canadian Ball said I really liked it. War Games tease. OG Bloodline is back. Women's mid-card titles are announced. Really love the show. 9 out of 10. Hot take. Best SmackDown of the year so far? Question mark. Says Canadian Ball. I don't personally think so. Only because I think the matches let it down. I can't really think of what the highest scoring one was off the top of my head. I would have to have a look at the list, which hasn't been updated in about a month. But I will get it updated soon. So I don't know. Not for me, but for the community, they really enjoyed it because they've scored it great, 72%. All time, 12%. So at the moment, this is coming out as great 84. That's good. That's really high. Great 84. Compare that to last week, which would have been great 59. 52 plus 7. Yeah. So this one, great. These two added together. Because I always count the number that wins. And then anything above it as well. Because clearly these people thought it was great. They thought it was even better than great. But they still thought it was great. So you might as well add them in. So great wins. So great 85. No, 84, sorry. That's where we are right now. I could probably go down and find some that might have scored better than that. I'm not sure. We do have... I get asked a lot, actually. Where can I find all these scores? Where can I... I mean, look at all these. There's literally polls for every, like, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, PLE. Look at all this. Yes, I've done some work. So there we go. Well, I'll tell you where you can find it once I get back to the top. Look at all this. If you go to here, look, Wrestling Daze Opinions, got 10,000 subscribers. Respect. And if you click on posts, then they're all just listed there. This one here, look, you can see has only been up a couple of hours. So it's not got its full vote yet, so we might have to revisit it. But it's doing well at the moment, so yeah, very, very well received show. And there we go, my friends. That was this week's SmackDown. So glad that you enjoyed it. Don't forget, we are back later with our special wrestling stream on the Wrestling Daze channel. We're going to be doing Shotgun Saturday night. And WWE Vault are actually going to be playing the show on YouTube, right? It's through a WWE proper channel, right? And so we're going to do a watch along of that, but we'll start 2 hours before and we'll just talk about whatever goes down today, news. If you want to talk about SmackDown and what happened there, if you want to talk about what might happen on Raw, we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So should be really good. Really looking forward to it. That is later on today, Saturday, whenever you're watching this. So yeah, it's good. We're going to be doing some wrestling streaming on this weekend. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate the support. I will see you again next time. Bye for now.